Today we investigate India's most shocking terror attack in recent years, a meticulous conspiracy that unfolded across months involving educated doctors radicalized into a terror network. At 2,900 kilograms of explosives hidden in plain sight, and a countdown to a massive multi-city bombing that was supposed to coincide with a religious anniversary. On November 10, 2025, at 6:52 p.m., the busy streets near Delhi's iconic Red Fort erupted in devastation when a Hyundai i20 car exploded at a traffic signal, killing at least 13 people and injuring over 20 others, many critically. What makes this attack distinctly terrifying is not its scale, but its sophistication. It wasn't committed by traditional militants, but by doctors and educated professionals who were methodically building an empire of explosives. The suicide bomber was Dr. Umar Mohammed, a 38-year-old assistant professor at Al-Falah University in Faridabad. His network included multiple doctors, a radical cleric, and handlers abroad. They had planned even more devastating attacks, coordinated bombings at 6 sites across Delhi on December 6, 2025, chosen to commemorate the Babri Masjid demolition. Tonight, we expose the anatomy of a white-collar terror conspiracy and ask how educated professionals became suicide bombers. The moment of devastation. November 10, 2025. 6:52 p.m., the intersection near Red Fort Metro Station Gate No. 1 is one of Delhi's busiest locations. Thousands of people move through this area, daily commuters heading home from work, tourists visiting the historic Red Fort, shoppers in the nearby Chandni Chowk market. At 6:52 p.m. on Monday, November 10th, a slow-moving Hyundai i20 car pulled up to a red light at this intersection. Inside were 2 to 3 occupants. One of them was Dr. Umar Mohammed, a doctor who had been living under extraordinary psychological pressure. His network was unraveling. The explosion was catastrophic. It's an Anfo-bomb, ammonium nitrate fuel oil, the same industrial explosive used in the Beirut port explosion and Oklahoma City bombing, detonated inside the vehicle. The force of the blast was so violent that body parts were scattered nearly 300 meters from the blast site. A severed arm was found on a shop roof, a horrifying testament to the explosion's intensity. 6 vehicles and 3 auto rickshaws caught fire in the immediate aftermath. Panic gripped the area as flames billowed from burning vehicles. Eyewitnesses described body parts scattered across the road, mangled bodies on vehicles, and complete chaos. At least 13 people were killed, multiple occupants of the car. People in nearby vehicles and bystanders caught in the blast radius. Over 20 others were injured, many critically. Some injuries were so severe that doctors said they might not survive. Emergency services arrived within minutes. 10 fire tenders rushed to the scene. The fire was extinguished by 7:29 p.m. The area was cordoned off and a massive investigation was launched. But investigators quickly realized this wasn't a random incident. This was a deliberate attack orchestrated by a sophisticated terror network. The white-collar terror module, educated doctors gone radical. What emerged from the investigation was shocking. The terror module behind the Red Fort blast consisted primarily of educated professionals, doctors, academics, and university staff who had been meticulously radicalized over months. The network structure, Maulvi Irfan Ahmed, a radical cleric, was the ideological center. He recruited educated youth, linking them to the Pakistan-based Yahishi Mohammed terror group. Dr. Musamil Shakil, a doctor at Al-Falah Medical University in Faridabad, was the operational core. He met like-minded doctors at the university and recruited them. Muzaffar Ahmad, Dr. Adil Ahmad, and Shaheen Saeed. Shaheen Saeed went further. She brought her own brother, Parvez Ansari, also a doctor, into the conspiracy. Dr. Umar Mohammed, the suicide bomber, was a 38-year-old assistant professor at Al-Falah University. Amir Rashid Ali, a Jammu and Kashmir resident, helped plan and execute the attack. He purchased the Hyundai i20 car used in the bombing. Adil Ahmad was arrested first. His interrogation by Jammu and Kashmir police exposed the entire module. What's terrifying is how normal and educated these people appeared. They weren't hardened militants from border regions. They were university employees, medical professionals, academics, people who would never fit the stereotype of terrorism. The explosion was a desperate act. The module was crumbling. The investigation revealed a chilling timeline. The Red Fort blast wasn't the planned attack. was a panicked, desperate act between November 8th to 10th. Law enforcement agencies conducted a series of coordinated raids in Faridabad. November 9th operation. Jammu and Kashmir police, working with Haryana police, raided a house in Faridabad owned by Mujamil Shakil. They recovered 350 kilograms of explosives, assault rifles, handguns, timing devices, and ammunition. November 10th morning, police raided another house rented by Shakil and found 2,563 kilograms of additional explosives chemicals, reagents, inflammable materials, and electronic circuits used for bomb making. The module's entire infrastructure was being dismantled. Dr. Masumil Shakil and Dr. Adil Ahmad were arrested during these raids. This was catastrophic for the network. Shakil was the operational mastermind. Umar Mohammed panicked. He knew the game was over. His accomplices were in custody. Police were connecting the dots. Rather than face interrogation, he made a decision: carry out an immediate attack. He obtained the car, the Hyundai i20 prepared by Amir Rashid Ali, got the explosives, and drove toward his target on November 10th. The Red Fort blast wasn't a planned operation. It was a suicide attack born from desperation and inevitability of capture. The planned December 6th conspiracy, 6 simultaneous bombings, but this is where the investigation gets even more terrifying. The November 10th blast was just phase 1 of a much larger conspiracy. Investigators uncovered a structured, phase-wise plan to carry out serial bombings across 6 to 7 locations in Delhi. Planned for December 6, 2025. December 6th was chosen deliberately. It's the anniversary of the Babri Masjid demolition in 1992, an event the module apparently wanted to avenge. The 5-phase plan. Phase 1. Recruitment and radicalization of educated professionals completed. Phase 2. Procurement of explosives and weapons largely completed. 2,900 kilograms of explosives were already gathered. Phase 3. Reconnaissance of target locations across Delhi completed. Multiple vehicles were found at different locations. Phase 4. Distribution of assembled bombs among module members. Phase 5. Execution of coordinated bombings across 6 to 7 locations in Delhi in December. Investigators believe the original timeline was August 2025, but operational delays pushed it to December. The intended targets. The module had identified 6 to 7 locations across Delhi. The exact sites remain undisclosed for security reasons. If the November 8th to 10th raids hadn't occurred, this coordinated attack would have unfolded on December 6th, potentially causing casualties in the hundreds. The hidden base, Al-Falah University, and the epicenter of terror. Al-Falah School of Medical Sciences and Research Center in Faridabad emerged as the operational epicenter of the terror module. Multiple doctors were arrested from the university. Diaries found in dormitory room 13 of Building 17, where Dr. Muzamil lived, contained coded entries with repeated mentions of operations suggesting extensive planning. 3 abandoned vehicles were recovered from Al-Falah and surrounding areas. A Mahindra Brezza found on the university campus. An EcoSport registration DL10CK0458 found abandoned with a young man sleeping in the back seat, taken into custody. Multiple other vehicles connected to the module. The government ordered forensic audits of Al-Falah University's funding, suspecting potential foreign financial support for the network. The explosion's forensic reality, ANFO and suicide initial confusions surrounded the blast mechanism. Some investigators wondered if it was an accidental detonation rather than a deliberate attack. But forensic evidence was definitive. The explosion was caused by ammonium nitrate fuel oil, ANFO, a professional-grade explosive. ANFO is an industrial explosive made by mixing porous ammonium nitrate with fuel oil and has been used in major terror attacks globally. You don't accidentally create ANFO in a car. This required deliberate preparation, mixing of chemicals, and precise detonation. DNA analysis identified Dr. Umar Mohammed as the driver of the i20 car. His DNA matched 100% with his biological family members, and pieces of his bone, teeth, and clothing fragments were recovered from the vehicle. He was driving the bomb. He detonated it. He died in the explosion, a definitive suicide bombing. The suspect network. 8 to 11 arrests as of late November 2025. Investigators had arrested multiple accused: Muzamil Shakil, doctor, operational planner, explosives transporter; Adil Ahmad, doctor, weapons arranger, Shaheen Saeed, Dr. Parvez Ansari, Dr. Recruiter Shaheen's brother. Mir Rashid Ali, car owner, provided vehicle used in blast. Soyabi provided logistics support to Umar Mohammed Amir. Rashid Ali extended custody for further interrogation. Multiple others under investigation. The National Investigation Agency (NIA) took over the case. Conducting extensive witness interviews, over 70 witnesses questioned, actively pursuing additional suspects. The broader implications: Kashmir-Faridabad Delhi network. The investigation revealed a sophisticated network spanning Kashmir, Haryana, and Delhi, with alleged connections to foreign handlers. The module had established recruitment pipelines linking Kashmir to educational institutions in Haryana, supply chains for explosives moving from Kashmir to Faridabad to Delhi, ideological radicalization through meetings and encrypted communications, operational planning using coded language references to Biryani Dadat, meaning feast invitation. The Enforcement Directorate was investigating potential foreign financial flows funding the network. India's response: national trauma and security overhaul. The blast shocked India's national consciousness. Prime Minister Narendra Modi personally monitored the investigation, and Home Minister Amit Shah visited the blast site. Installations secured by CISF Central Industrial Security Force, including Delhi, Metro, Red Fort, government buildings, and IGI Airport, were placed on maximum alert. Vehicle checking was intensified at city border points. Security personnel were placed on standby at critical infrastructure. The U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio publicly confirmed that India's investigation had been very measured, cautious, and very professional, and that the blast was clearly a terrorist attack. The ultimate question? The Red Fort blast exposed a terrifying reality. Terrorism in India is evolving. It's no longer just militant groups from Pakistan-controlled Kashmir. It's educated professionals, doctors, academics, white-collar terrorists with sophisticated networks and foreign connections. They were building an empire of explosives with the capacity to simultaneously bomb multiple locations. They had planned coordinated attacks on a national anniversary. They were using encrypted communications, coded language, and compartmentalized operations to evade detection. What do you think? How vulnerable is India's national security infrastructure to terror networks operating from within institutions like universities? Should there be stricter vetting of foreign-funded educational institutions? And most critically, how many other Dr. Umar Mohammeds are currently being radicalized in institutions across India right now, hidden in plain sight? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this investigation into the Red Fort blast and the white-collar terror conspiracy disturbed you, hit like, subscribe to Silent Conspiracy, and ring the bell. Next time, we investigate another case where the most dangerous threats hide behind degrees and professional credentials. Until then, stay vigilant, and remember that the deadliest enemies aren't always visible. Sometimes they're sitting in university classrooms planning destruction.